shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
Hey y'all, it's Aileron. Just thought I'd say what's up. I have slept, if anybody can tell. That's amazing. I made it through about 21 days with about 15 night shifts, but I made it through. What's up, Timothy Arthur? What's up, Katie Mason? Hello, hello, hello. Anyway, so if you just sort of stumbled on here, I'm Aileron. That's my name. I write the Chaos Seed series. I thought I'd say hello. Happy New Year. I kind of gave you guys a manic Facebook Live for a second when I had a broken water pipe, but I thought I'd do a proper, touch base with you guys, answer questions, and we could all throw popcorn at people that are always looking for spoilers. What's up, Morgan Hosier? And what's up, Austin Hall? So, let's see, what's going on? People usually ask questions, which I'll be happy to answer. What's up, Jason Pollard? Always good to see you. But some updates. So, Book 6 came out on audio. Thank you, as always, for the love and support. I agree. Nick Podell is the best thing since sliced bread. He is a wizard. Love that dude. Book 7 will be out after it is published, obviously, on audio. It is, I was shocked when I looked. We are looking at probably just shy, if not over 400,000 words, which would make it as long as Wise Man's Fear. It is insane. I absolutely love it. I absolutely just had an amazing time writing it. Things slowed down a little bit with all the night shifts at the hospital, but I'm back on the case. So yeah, let me give some more hellos. Hello, Scott McGovern. Hello, Sarah Benitez. What's up, Sean? Thanks for buying. What's up, Jeff? And Sean Cervantes says, win. Okay, so you guys know that I have made the horrible sin of giving you guys deadlines that, I did not make. I am doing the last editing of the last scene right now, and there's a couple little tweaks that I want to make, but I'm feeling very confident that you will be seeing it very soon. I'm not going to give another hard date because if the editing or something else comes up, I don't want to disappoint you guys, but I am very confident it will be very, very soon. And then Nick is going to be doing he's already set time aside to do the audio recording in March, which I know is a little bit far away for you guys that love the audio, but I want you to think about the 40 hours of audio listening that you're going to be able to enjoy when it finally drops. So yeah. Let's see. Let me catch up with some of these questions. David Potter. Thank you so much, David Potter. I really appreciate the love from you. Glad you enjoy my work. What's up, Victor? And Jesse says, good to hear that. I hope it was. Nathan says, awesome audiobooks. Dude, thank you so much. I'm so honored that you guys take the time to listen and walk in my world. Rick, what's up, bud? Sari says, how many more books in the Chaos Seed series will there be other series? So there will definitely be other series coming out. There are several ideas that I've been working on. I've got copious pages of notes that I want to dive into. As far as how many books in the Chaos Seed series, all I can say is that my life goal is 50 books and a movie and a Netflix series. Again, Netflix, I'll do almost anything, very little shame. But yeah, so I don't know if those probably won't all be in the Chaos Seed direct storyline, obviously, but yeah, there will be plenty more Chaos Seed goodness, and there will be lots and lots and lots of things. Let's see, Sean says mistakes were made, there were, and Todd says I don't see a panda. What? Panda? There you go. All right. Timothy Arthur says yes. What's up, Jack? It's good to see you. Edward Moreland says, oh my god, I want this so bad. That's what she said. Boom! Drop the mic. Okay. Sean says, oh my god, my ears. I like the Pandahead. Pandahead's the best. And then Paramjit Makar, you are shouted out, sir. Probably wrong, but still shouted out. I hope that sad face wasn't because I said it wrong. Sarah says, great to hear. We need more. It's coming out. Why go for such a long book and not break it up into the intervals, Scott? So I obviously could have, honestly, it would make more economic sense. It would have made more sense in a lot of different ways. But 7 was always going to be the kind of one where we were going to tie a bunch of things together. It was going to be sort of the payoff to my wonderful fans for sticking with me. There's a lot of juicy goodness in this book. And honestly, I had an ending that I just kind of, fell in love with, that I wanted to go towards. So with all that being said, there were I actually cut off half of what I was thinking about doing, or maybe like a third, because it, like you guys have seen, it's just taken a literal year of my life, and it is a massive book. So, with all that being said, I could have broken it up. There were definitely points where I could have, but I don't know. I wanted to give you guys something that would be really, really memorable. So that's why it's taken so long. Our Bathe Singer is a possible combat profession, so that is a spoiler, but it certainly sounds like it'd be pretty damn cool. And Jason Soller says, let's make a game. Yeah, I definitely want to make a game. I've had a couple people reach out to me. I think I may do a Kickstarter for a board game coming up in 2018, and maybe start the process of seeing if I can talk to a small shop to make an automated video game. If you guys know, though, this is my love. I absolutely love doing this, and I would rather not have either one of those things than have it come out as crap. So we kind of have to really, really come correct. And, once I get book 7 done, I can think and write some of these other stories that I'm just geeking and dying to put out there, and be a relatively normal human being for a second. And then we would get on the games. Have I taken any steps to approach Netflix Studios? Does randomly shouting out into the ether count? Because if it does, then yes. If it does not, then the answer is no. I have not. Okay, so Jesse Joyce says, I have a question about metals and land. Do you see metals like elementum, mithril, moonstone, and being post-uranic elements, alloys, blah, blah? Okay, so Jesse is asking a tip, a sciencey kind of question, and I do back up a lot of the stuff that I do in that. But if you're talking about the specific proton, neutron, and electron spin, I have not gotten that deep into it yet. But I do see there also being a very simple, for my idea right now, it's the only thing that we have actual measurements on are things that are within our own solar system, which, as we all know, is a drop in a sea that is filled with oceans of seas, and we have no explicit, clear evidence that even the natural laws of our solar system work outside of it. There's even talk that gravity is actually having different effects depending on where you look. So the idea that everything would have to adhere specifically to our scientific observations so far, I think is a little, it's a little cart before the horse kind of thing. So I thought about that, but then also there's just some things that are just it's just fucking cool. So yeah, that's how we roll. All right, Timothy Arthur says Science Fiction Universe. Not sure, but what's up, Tim? It's good to see you. Jordan Sylvester says, how do you keep track of Richter's skills? Reference documents. A crap ton of reference documents. You have no idea the amount of energy that goes into checking the calculations and referencing this and blah, blah, blah. And shout out to my beta readers who tirelessly double check this stuff for me. I used to worry that we were going too in depth and nobody even, oh, my alarm went off for a second, until someone's they caught me on it. So I'm happy that some of you are as geeky as moi and are double checking to make sure the numbers work, because they do. So yeah. Matthew Weatherbolt says, what made you want to become a doctor? That is a long story. But I will say that I am part Jamaican, which means that I had my first job at the age of 5. And that was scrubbing toilets. And I've had every job under the sun. I was a restaurant manager. I was junior VP of an HMO. I was a field engineer with a construction crew. I was a teacher. I was a chess coach. I was a massage therapist. I had my own car washing business. I've done a little bit of everything. And medicine, I was in kind of a crucible kind of moment in my life. And I just sort of didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, and somebody said, hey, what did you always want to do when you were a kid? Maybe that could give some guidance. And I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to be a doctor and a magician and a cowboy. I went with doctor, and honestly, I was able to shadow this amazing woman named Michelle Albert up at the Brigham around Harvard, and she was just helping people. And I was like, well, there's a lot of things that I don't know, but I could see that being a worthwhile way to spend my life and devote my life to, so I went for it. And then once you're in, they got you. there's no quitting once you've invested like 4 years. So then, 10 years later, I'm a physician. I enjoy it. But also I found a job that gave me the time to find my true passion, which is this, I love what I do, and I love healing people and connecting, and I love meeting my patients. But what really fills me with excitement is writing these books and like connecting with you. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody in Amsterdam today, which I think is just amazingly blessed that like somebody there would read my work. So anyway, that's the short answer of that long question, but yeah. So Troy says, bummer that everyone gave you so much grief for not. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could see that though. I mean, I've been very frustrated with authors before. Patrick Rothfuss. So I get it, and I'm sorry that I didn't match my own release date, but I promise you this is my best book to date, and I hope you guys love it. Michael Weiser said, woo, nice comeback. Hello from St. Louis. What's up, Michael? Jake Goodrick says, today. Sure, all right. Not today. Nathan says, when is the 7th book coming out on Audible? So Nick has put time aside in March to record, so it'll be out late March or early April. Can Richter allow anyone else to operate the village interface like Randy or Scion? So, I mean, like Futon already has, and it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I would say it makes sense, right? Yeah. All right, so thank you for all of your work. Thank you very much, Samuel Jessica Whitwer. Whitwer. Yeah, there you go. Kevin George Serta says, ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. Jared says, Alaron Kong, hey, how about a Miss Village Monopoly? I'd be about that, like with various places of power instead of the railroads. Yeah, I can see that rocking. All right, yeah, I can see it. I don't want any spoilers, but could you hint at what's handled in book 7? I mean, he has so many things piled up. A bunch of the stuff that he has piled up. Yeah. Any plans on a movie? Definitely. I think everyone needs to be writing Childish Gambino, the black dude from Community. So I definitely feel like, he's got a little Richter-y kind of quality, maybe. I don't know. I mean, before Richter invests points and strengths, and then we just need Terry Crews. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah. All right. So Jason Pollard, after book 7 is out, hit me up, Jason Pollard, because I'm interested in like ideas about what works for games and what doesn't. I want it to be fun. Definitely the kind of thing that's simple enough to play when you're drunk, but masterful enough that you only really get it after you're a super geek like me. Yeah. Why is the name Richter? I explained that in the first like couple chapters. There's various reasons, but the explanation in the book is that he wanted to do such amazing events that only, that he would shake the world, and what would measure that? A Richter scale. Love all the references. I love the references too. Thanks. Noah says, Peregrine is literally the first chapter why I named myself that. All right, Noah, I already had you. Matthias, very cool name. I made my first live AMA. Oh, you're here. Awesome. I thought you were saying you did your own. Right on. Do I have a character sheet? There are character sheets at the end of each book. I used to include them like in the actual Amazon release itself until I got like a slew of hate mail because the character sheets are so extensive that people thought there was another 7% of the book left, and there was just so much hate mail. So now I just put a link to my website where you can peruse at your leisure, or not if you don't want to. Any news on book 7? Working on it every day. I'm hopeful that it'll be in the next week or so. What's my favorite LitRPG series? I don't know. Dennis, I feel like that's the kind of thing where I should say somebody else, but hell, Chaos Seeds. I'm an American. Rah. Let's do this. How much of Richter is you? Pretty much all of it. I'm not going to lie. Also, do you have a personal GM for the land? I'm not sure what you mean by GM, Demetrius. But very cool name too. Rory says, hey, I'm back. It's too early when asked when book hey will come out. So after I finish 7, there are a bunch of other like options that I want to work on. I will never write a book this long again, so you will not have to wait very long. I imagine 8 will be out this year, but there's other like I said, there's other stories that I want to work on because when I first started writing my first book, I thought maybe my mom would read it one day. It never occurred to me that I would be able to reach so many awesome people like you. But now that I have, and like I found this like passion and this love for me, I don't want to just stay with just one story. I want to see like what I can do. So I'm going to work on like other types of stories. For the foreseeable future, they're going to stay LitRPG. But yeah, I want to like flex my literary muscles, and there's honestly a couple ideas that I'm just super, super excited about. So I hope that you love those as well. And again, not as long as this one will not take as long. So yeah. Let's see. Mike says Cowboy life is tough, but I love it. Cowboy life can be tough. That's awesome. Let's see. David, you helped pass a lot of time. Well, dude, I hope that you are there for a happy reason and not a sad reason. And if it is a sad reason, thoughts and prayers to you and your loved ones, man. So, yeah. John says, I hope you're doing well. How close are we to book 7? I think you just heard, but book 7 is hopefully in the next week or two. I finally got past my just like mind-numbing slew of night shifts, so that's why my bags under my eyes are not as bad. Do I plan to include reference maps? So yeah, I want to do a lot more artwork, but I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked with artists. It's kind of like herding cats. It's like you kind of want them to go this way, and then they go another way, and they're like, "You're welcome." I just need to find the time to work with said artists, because there's a lot of emotion that goes along with it, and I'm a very exacting person in what I want. So like the person that did the first map, I wanted to have like an updated map for this, but honestly the way it looked, it just wasn't really sitting right with me. So if anyone has artists that they want to recommend me, just please message me, because I'm interested in like making a lot of artwork for you guys, but I'm not interested in making some crappy artwork for you guys, if that makes any sense. All right. Can he get a cat girlfriend, for reason? Well, all right. So I know the obvious joke, but yeah, it's good. All right. Rick says we need to release some hardcover books. Okay. So, I have been looking for hardcover books, and honestly, most of them for like an indie author like me are so expensive that like I couldn't imagine charging you guys what it would cost just to break even. Now I've heard about 1 or 2 other shops that are maybe a little bit more palatable, and once book 7 is done, I'm all into like getting those hardcovers for you, as long as I can find a shop that is reputable and does not cost a mint, basically. Am I ever visiting bookstores? So I haven't really done the book tour thing. 2018, I'm going to do more cons. I have an assistant now, wonderful Geneva, who is like helping me out with some of that stuff. So I would, if there was any interest, like, people are like, if there were like 5 dudes that wanted to get a beer and I was like flying through, I'd be like, yeah, let's do that. So I don't know. Marco Olegini says, love your books from Italy. Thank you for letting me know that people read my stuff in Italy. Again, I'm super geeked out that there's like people on the other side of the world that like enjoy my world. So thank you. Any cons? So I'm doing an Anacron. I think I froze again. All right. So I'm doing an Anacron in either February or March. Obviously Dragon Con. I always had the LitRPG Gala then, but I think I'll actually also take a more active role in Dragon Con if they let me in. I mean, it's like Fort Knox. And then, yeah, some other ones I definitely would, but with the full-time gig and writing and everything else like that, it's just kind of hard. And honestly, the summer slows things down because, I'm drunk at a pool. So, there's that. Okay. Miss Village Map, just answered that. Signed copy of book 1 if possible. I sell them on my site, 24/7, brah. LitRPG.com, you cannot forget it. And also awesome shirts and stuff. Edwin Morland. So yeah, I was just talking about that, man. I think that after I get book 7 done, on my to-do list is to do a Kickstarter to like get the Land board game going up. But like, I'm really good at Taboo, but I haven't played like, hardcore like, games like Catan and stuff like that in forever. So I will need your input on like, hey, for this game, this is what we loved. For this game, this is what sucked. And let's find something that's like pro-love, anti-suck. But yeah, I'm into that. All right, Chris Clark says, I like Richter. I don't know if he has a high enough charisma to be Terry Crews yet. No, I agree. Nobody does. Raphael says, oh man, Childish Gambino for Richter. The Rock for Nexus. Mind blown. Hell yeah. That'd be good. Because then when Terry Crews does become Richter, Nexus Terry Crews fight, I think we've all been waiting to see that. Yeah. That's good. And then we'll just, I don't know, we'll have Vin Diesel come in just for fun. All right. Lizzie says, I love your books. Thank you so much. And Justin says, I want an almost stuffed animal. Dude, I want an almost stuffed animal. I want an almost stuffed animal where there's a panda riding her back. So maybe a drone, huh? An Alma drone that flies around with a panda? Yeah, all right. These are good ideas. Me and a friend are starting to write my own books. Any tips? The best advice I can give you, Logan, is to write a story that you want to read. There are 1,000 thoughts and worries that can distract you, but the best thing is just write something that like gives you joy, and I think you might be surprised by how many people find joy in the same things that you do. So that and spell check. Yeah. All right, progress report. What is my second fave LitRPG? All right, so I'm not just going to throw out, but there's a couple LitRPGs that I've really enjoyed. One, Dragon's Wrath, Brent Roth, wherever you may be. I think he wrote an amazing trilogy. I hope we hear from him again one day. I give a shout out to my boy Dakota Kraut, the best dungeon guy out there. Shout out, excuse me, to Viridian Gate Online, James Hunter. I mean, I think there's a lot of LitRPG. I think that there's a lot of people that have just jumped on the LitRPG bandwagon, and I think there's a couple people that have tried their hand at LitRPG and it hasn't quite landed yet. But there's like a lot. I mean, when I first started writing and I started like the group and the community at the same time, there were like 5 books, and now there's like 100 authors. So I mean, like, you're being inundated, and again, so you know, it's not all gold. It's definitely not all gold, but there are some very, very, very awesome stories out there. And you know, it's like a little bit for everything. Like, I'm not super duper into the harem thing. I know for various people that's like super your deal. Boom. I'm not super into making the characters overpowered, but it can be fun to a certain extent. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of like interesting stuff. I mean, as creative as video games have been over the last 30, 40 years, that's half as creative as LitRPG can be. And I'm really excited to see like it continue to sort of expand and explode. And I think we're kind of on the ground floor, so it's kind of exciting. Yeah. Is Richter a coffee or tea kind of guy? What kind of question is that? He's a whiskey kind of guy. Nathan, is Richter going to end up the bad guy in the end? All right, everybody throw popcorn at Nathan because he's spoilering it. Boom. All right. If Richter is in the land, would it be possible for him to visit places he visited when he played the land as a video game? Entirely possible, but again, the land is not based. The land video game was based on the land world, not necessarily the same. But I'd be surprised if there weren't certain possible crossovers in the future, which would be pretty fun. Are you going to plan a vampire romance novel? I never really thought of a vampire romance novel. It certainly sounds like a challenge. It certainly sounds like a challenge that'll wait until I do some of this other stuff. But, you know, I personally feel like Interview with a Vampire was kind of good, a little mopey. Maybe I can make a less mopey one. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Edward Moreland says, have you ever thought about a Dragonlance sort of thing for the land? All right, so I've definitely thought of that. I've gotten a lot of people asking me that. So I love the land. It is my baby. Like, it is what I devoted 2 years plus of my life to. And I would allow for that, but there's 2 things. One, legal stuff, right? I don't know the rules. I certainly wouldn't want somebody, like, taking my stuff, like, that's not cool. But then also, like, quality content and whatever. I mean, I'm sure that this has happened, but most of the times when that's happened, it's like people are with these, like, you know, the big 5 publishing groups, and it's like old hat to them. And I'm an indie. You know, everything that I do, advertising the books, the covers, like, it's all like me getting it together with the help of wonderful people. But like, there's nothing official. So yeah, I mean, I'd be into that, but I'd have to like really, really, really know the ins and outs. I don't know. It's interesting. And also, you know, getting a bunch of writers together, that's also like herding a bunch of cats. So there's a lot of personality types. But, you know, I think it'd be cool because I always had the idea that the land was going to be like the Star Wars universe, in which I mean that, like, you know, there's this storyline here, and then there's this storyline here, and then there's like a third storyline that, like, you know, branches them, and there's this other one that's like over here. Like, I think that the opportunities and the ideas that I want to explore in it are, you know, legion. And so I could see someone else that I trusted well with that, but not there yet. Yeah. Let's see. Matthias says, I'll be damned if somebody said my name right. Oh, what's up? But I want to know if you think Richter would win a battle against other main characters in LitRPGs. So, I mean, Richter definitely would. Mostly because he'd, like, wait till it was done, and then he'd hit somebody with a brick. There's very little shame. So, yeah. All right. What about Richter's real-world life? Does that ever come into play? Popcorn, spoilers. Aketchta, what's up? Always good to see you, bud. Chris Clark, important. I haven't seen a hardcover for books yet, but you did. Did you make sure the spines line appropriately? Yeah, no, I always do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I double check that. There's actually like a super easy check thing for that now. Yeah. Check out Devin Rue on Twitter for maps. Please text me that, Shannon, or like message me because I'll totally forget. But yeah, I'll check them out. Can't wait for book 7. Thank you very much, Jamie. And second playthrough the audiobooks. I hope you enjoy it as much the second time. Any chance of Land ever become an MMORPG in real life? I would love for it to become an MMORPG. And actually, so I mean, any of you guys who are gamers may have heard of the games like Smite and Paladin. So actually, a dude that I wrestled with in high school is like a bigwig over there. He's at High Res Games, super cool guy named Mick Larkins, and he took me on a tour of his facility, and it's like you've just got like all these like awesome geeks, like this one's working on the 2D, and this one's working on the interface, and this one does working on 3D, and all this really cool stuff. And like I've learned a little bit more about it. Did you know that like in 2017, MMORPGs were a $14 billion a year industry? So I would love for somebody to make it in the land into an MMORPG where it was like really realistic and there'd be definite consequences, but you'd have to have a shop that was willing to take a chance on something new as opposed to the big slice of pie that they could do just by doing like the classic stuff. And I mean, that's why we're not seeing games like Temple of Elemental Evil, one of the best of all times. We're not seeing Baldur's Gate. We're not seeing Neverwinter Nights anymore because it's just not where the money is. And like, while I'm a super fan like you guys, I wish they would do it. I'm not going to hate on somebody else. It's like, yeah, but I'm making more money over here. So maybe one day, I don't know, maybe it needs to be a Kickstarter with me and like, you know, just 3 really cool programmers. I don't know. But I would love to see it too. I would also just personally love if we can finally leave this stupid glove VR crap alone and just deal with the direct brain stimulation, which I know is out there. I know it exists. Anyway, all right. Edward says PhoenixCon, woo! Maybe. I'll check into it. It just depends to make sure I'm not working a shift at the hospital. Could you... Hold on. All right. I got rid of the alarm. My bad. All right, Dragon Scales, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's possible. Definitely possible spoiler, yeah. Need to come to Minnesota so you can sit down. I would come to Minnesota, but the last time I was there, you know, that was when the accident happened. So. Okay, getting back. I catch you. How's the book going? It's going really well. Austin, I'd love to buy you a beer. I'd love to buy you a beer, dude, because I'm a beer and bratwurst kind of dude. Have you ever decided how many books there will be in the KSC series? 50 books in a movie and a Netflix series. I have very little shame, Netflix. Everybody writes a Netflix about me. Let's get this going. Katsucon. I do love that chicken. So, I am not coming to Katsucon. I do not know where it is. Probably way too late to sign up since it's a month in advance, but maybe next time. And I am going to a NackerCon, Connor. Yeah, and because I think Connor's the one that invited me there. Let's see, if you send me a pic of the latest artist version of the map and tell you, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, message me afterwards, man. I'll show you. I have to find it. But yeah, I don't mind showing you. What about a Risk-like game? I love Risk. I also am hesitant to make a Risk-like game because I have never found anyone that is willing to sit down and play Risk with me. So I'm worried about the widespread appeal. When do the other Chaos Seeds show up? Hayden asks. Popcorn, Hayden. No spoilers, but very soon. Very, very soon. Okay. Bobby, man, I live in West Point. I'd love to pick your brain sometime. Love to pick your brain sometime, man. Message me. I do my best to respond as much as possible. But I love hearing from you guys. I couldn't do this without you guys, so I'm super appreciative. Thank you. Let's see. Daniel Joseph Moreau says, any news for book 7? Working on it, hopefully very soon. Lindsay has the same thing. I would love to see Chaos Seeds as an anime. I would love to see Chaos Seeds as an anime, but like, I promise you this, if I ever make Chaos Seeds into an anime, there will not be a middle filler section. There will be action and fun, and every episode, no crappy Bulma finally figures out how to make a car out of a poof thing. Not happening. I promise you that. Chris says, I love the harem books. Hate Fade to Black, though. Fair enough. Nathan says, LOL. Dominique says, I was wondering if you ever made Richter bisexual due to wanting a well-rounded character, because you are too. Too personal, I understand. I personally believe that Richter's out there, and he's getting a bunch of stuff thrown at him, and he was like, fuck it, let's see. So, that's kind of what happened. How do you treat deep vein thrombosis? Keegan Hall asked me. Okay, so, just seriously, if you have that, you need to go to a doctor. But the answer to your question, you treat deep vein thrombosis with heparin, blood thinners. You do not use thrombolytics. But the biggest concern is that it will migrate to the lung and cause something called a pulmonary embolus, which can be life-threatening. But I hope that's not happening with you. Will Richter ever get an actual romantic interest? It depends if he's interested in romance. Yeah. And Arthur Hayes says cat herding. Yeah, cat herding's awesome. Hayden says, how many books are there going to be? 50 books in a movie and a Netflix series? Netflix series! All right. We're getting closer to the end. Let's see. Can I ever get larger size hoodie, 5XL if possible? I think that I do have them. But like the distributor that I have has been having issues. Message me directly and we will make it happen. I'll just charge you like flat costs. Don't worry about it. Hit me up, Jordan. Nate, I would love to work on game design, even in a startup. Again, once I get book 7 done, there's a bunch of projects that I'm going to be doing, but that is one of them. Getting a board game and also possibly maybe even like a 2D, like old school, like thriller kind of thing. Because if we can't make like it big and bad, then I don't want to go there. But I would love to see like a simple thing. I mean, I used to love those back in the day. Anyway, so yeah. Hello, what's the update on the book 7 audio? Nick is going to be making it in March, so late March or April. I miss Baldur's Gate 2. Gnomes do rule, Dennis. Andrea says the village belongs in VR. I absolutely agree. Gnomes rule, gnomes rule, gnomes rule, gnomes rule. Did you know the first VR? Yeah, so I saw that, and again, VR right now, I mean, it's got like an amazing possibilities, but as if you guys have read any LitRPG that, like, other than mine, where it focuses more on like that technology, I mean, the amount of opportunity for like direct brain stimulation is sort of like what we're really thinking about. So I hope that comes out soon. I mean, because they've been able to connect robotic arms that move via brain impulses for like more than 10 years. So I mean, I imagine there's got to be some crossover with that kind of tech as well, but also obviously a huge potential for abuse. I don't know. I'm super into it. I will not be the first one into it, but once it gets live, I will be making one of the first clans. Yeah. All right. You need to team up with an indie game group. I know I do. It's just finding them. If anyone has an indie game group that wants to like hit me up and connect me, please message me. Let's see. Hey, Al, just finished the new book. Thank you so much. I hope you love it. Please leave a review. All right, no dragon's teeth soldiers from Alma's teeth. You want to yank out Alma's teeth? Sadness. All right, how much time do I spend writing? A bunch. How much time do I spend on the game systems? A bunch more. Like I focus definitely more on the RPG side of it. That's like what I love on it. May not be true for all of my future books, but it's the game systems that made me fall in love with this. And if you don't really have them, it doesn't really seem like it fits LitRPG, in my humble opinion. So yeah, I spent a lot of time on that. But like I said, you're going to be seeing different personality types and different types of stories in these new projects that I'm going to be hitting. So I hope you love those too. Are you saying 15 books or 50 books? 50. 50. Well, that looks like us. 50. Okay. Let's see. All right, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait for 7 as a game designer. I just have to love your books. Hayden, definitely hit me up then. I mean, I'm very, unfortunately, very novice and naive and exactly what it takes to like create a game. And I'd love to talk more about that, but after book 7, because I'm giving all of my energy into doing that and this little bit of time that I'm talking to you guys. Columbus. Depending on where, I think every single state has a Columbus, so you gotta clear it. Dominique says, I will play Risk with you. All right, then, you know what, when we hang out, Dominique, you, me, some chicken wings, and Risk. And we're just going to do it, like, in the middle of everything. Let's do it at, like a very formal function and be like, hey, sorry, we're not here to talk to you guys. It's Risk City. Yeah. All right, I'm pretty sure me and Dakota could keep your Crazy Ex away from you. I hope that is true. Did I mention the Crazy Ex on a previous one? I got to stop using that girl's last name. Anyway, but yeah, I'm a little afraid of Minnesota. All right. Will Richter visit other parts of the land? Spoiler, but yes. Next book coming soon. Gotta run. See you later, Arthur. I don't have it. I just wanted to hear you go into medical mode. I do go into medical mode quite a bit. And it's called Daddy Doctor. How long will we wait for Richter to be able to use portals? Spoiler, book 7 audio. Nick's making it in March. I'm skipping through these because I got to get back to some stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Easier to do programmation, chaos seeds, divinity. All right, President Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. Can I just say that? I mean, John Wick is awesome, but also he's just like I don't know the guy, but from like the specials that I've seen on him, he seems like just a really cool dude. So shout out for Keanu Reeves, and shout out to Bill Paxton, who passed this year. Man, that guy was amazing, really was. Anyway, all right, guys, that's my 30. I'm gonna get back into editing mode. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, it trips me out, so awesome. Love you too, Daniel. It trips me out that like I'm able to talk to people all around the world and everything like that. I really, really, really appreciate it. Let's see what else. Okay, so book 6 came out on audio. Book 7 hopefully very, very soon. New projects on the horizon. What else? Excited about life. Happy New Year. Please follow me on Goodreads. There's a link right beneath this so that I can, like, you know, it's pretty cool too. And yeah, all that stuff. So peace, love, perfect margarita. See you guys later. Bye.